Welcome to Blood, Sweat, and Beers Face-Off. Welcome, gentlemen, to Blood, Sweat, and Beers Face-Off. We want to welcome our two-time champion, Aaron Chanka, piloting Ghost Protocol, and our newest member of the league, Bryce. Before we get into any real serious questions, Bryce, have to ask, there's some question about the identity of your team. And I appreciate the R2D2 shirt, matches the little icon, the logo for your team, but your team name doesn't connect at all. Can you help us understand that a little bit better?
Yes, I appreciate that. I knew somewhere in this video that question was going to come up. And today I even tried changing it, but it's probably just me, but I noticed what you guys did with your names. You kind of got two names or three. So I looked it up to try to change my name, and it says you have to enter a location and then you enter your username. But if I don't enter a location, it won't let me get past that point. So I have to put in a location. It just so happens that it's putting my location and my username together. So I'm thinking down the road, I might change it, maybe make my location a name. I don't know. I try not to use too many words, like anything over 2 syllables. Make it easy.
Well, lowercase guy, isn't that your team name?
Scottsdale, lowercase guy.
So Scottsdale's 2 syllables, but lowercase guy is 4 syllables.
Right. And they had to choose that for me. So I just clicked on a button. I didn't come up with that myself. So
Interesting.
But I will take any kind of suggestions. You guys seem to have a lot of, you guys like to name teams.
That's dangerous.
So
okay. So the real identity is more R2D2 based.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it was just a name that they stuck on you and you couldn't figure out how to change.
Uppercase R2D2, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see if we can fix that a little bit. Okay. So I guess I was hoping for something a little more, I don't know, a little more meatier there, but at least we know it's not a mystery anymore. Okay. Well, that being said, let's get into it. It's kind of weird having a Tuesday night game going on right now, Titans Bills. I think some of the announcers over the weekend were laughing and saying that before the end of the season, we're going to end up having a game every day of the week, which certainly could be possible. It would be kind of interesting where they would split the week. But Aaron, let's go with you first. What do you think? Is COVID going to just kind of unravel this whole season? Will they be able to manage all of the adjustments, changes, postponements?
I think so.
Okay.
And I predicate that on the fact that MLB, despite having a few outbreaks here and there, played 60 some games, and they have gotten through the season virtually. So they're in the playoffs right now. But I think there's a possibility, though. I do think there is a possibility that it really could upend things if there were like large outbreaks, maybe in the Midwest or Northeast or something like that. With flu season coming up, it could get crazy, but provided that doesn't happen, I would think that they'd get through the whole season. It'll just be messy, where we'll have some more Tuesday night games, Friday night games, who knows.
Okay. All right. Bryce, what do you think?
Well, first let me start off by saying thank you to the commish and to Chanka for inviting me into this league. I got to start off with that. That this is the Blood, Sweat, and Beers League. It's been a trip, even though I haven't said much, which I thought I'd had this off too, because I'm sure this question might come up later. That I kind of stood back and visually just looked at all the texts and during the league draft and things like that, and I love the sarcasm. It's very entertaining, and so I love it. And the fact that you guys are doing these videos, I love the weekly updates. So nice job on that, and thank you again, guys. Appreciate that.
Well, you're welcome. Glad you're able to join.
We'll see if I'm back here next year. Regarding the COVID, I think the plethora of injuries will take out the season more than COVID, because I don't know, in my opinion, you have the NFL network, they need the money, the advertisements, all that stuff. They're going to be losing billions of dollars if they were to cut back any games or anything like that. So I think that they'll extend the season maybe to make up for lost games, and that way you kind of get everything in. Still get a Super Bowl and all that good stuff, but I think that I think they'll just extend the season a little bit longer.
I did hear that a week 18's on the table, and obviously it's still a business, even though it's a sport. It's a business, so I can see that. And I know it's already affected them because the salary cap's actually supposed to go down, I think, next year based on lost revenue. So that's pretty significant. So you're saying that the season will continue on. It'll just be second, third string guys coming up from practice squad that are going to get a shot more than shutting things down.
Oh yeah. I mean, they might even start asking fans to start playing at this point, because
Is there a running back in the house?
we'll
I could see it. I could see it. That'd be interesting. Well, so that kind of leads right into the next question there. If that's the case, if we have to plan for every single week and we're going to watch the stars dropping one after the other, is that frustrating, or does that just kind of add another layer of strategy, some more complexity, hitting the waiver wire, figuring out the trades? Is it frustrating, or does it make it more interesting, Bryce?
I think it's challenging and frustrating, but it depends on how you look at it. If you're really into the fantasy football and you like the challenge, then I can see that being something that just keeps the interest going, like what's going to happen to my guy, the thrill, I guess. However, if, like most people, you don't have the time to check your guys like every single minute of the day, then I could see that being frustrating at times. It sounds like you guys might know what I'm talking about, but I think that I like the challenge, but I don't. We're going to be dealing with this for a while, so I think we're going to have to kind of roll with it, and just kind of see what new rules come out. Maybe the league, the ESPN league, maybe they'll add certain things because of COVID now. But this is kind of like the first year of it, so we're still in the beginning stages. I think they'll make changes later to kind of compensate for all this, but I enjoy it. It's challenging, but I enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, they've already made one change. A week ago, we couldn't change the roster settings, and then they adjusted that and gave us the option and said that we could continue to add injured reserve spots throughout the year. So they've already sort of gone in and made some changes to that too. So we very well could continue to see more changes. So Aaron, what do you think?
Yeah, it's frustrating, but I don't know that it's any much more different than what you might usually have to do every week or every Sunday. 10 or 15 minutes before the game, just kind of do your final check, before 10 a.m. game starts or whatever, and just make sure your lineup's in order. But I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've been caught like that where I'm just not paying attention, especially when, our meeting times have changed those years when we have a 10 a.m. meeting. I'm at the hall and talking to people, running around. It's really not the time or place to do my last minute lineup change.
Yeah.
Not that I haven't done that, but it is kind of frustrating. But whether it's COVID or someone that's questionable with an injury status or something like that, you still gotta just check it. Do your last minute check before the game.
For sure. And so it sounds like potentially we'll start to see a little bit of a separation between those who either have the time or are a little more inclined to check it throughout the week, and those who were kind of used to maybe once or twice a week. And we might see that. So the question that everybody's being asked, the question that I think was on everyone's mind, and I felt that it was my duty to make sure that everybody had their opportunity to share their feelings. Let's talk about Keith. Aaron, do you feel like he's really as clueless as he presents himself? There's been several postulations already from previous guests here on the show. What do you think?
So John knows him best, so I'll take his word for the way that he's sized him up and the intel that he's provided on Keith. That being said, if he is just playing it up, he's the best troll of all time, because he just feeds us everything that we need to keep the chats going on WhatsApp. But I think everything that we needed to know about Keith was discovered on draft day when we got to Zoom together, because he strikes me as the kind of guy that it got a little bit difficult and he didn't want to deal with it. He was just ready to be like out. And I feel like I don't know, what we spent 20 minutes trying to help him work out his like getting in on the app. We just want him to be in and play, but he was just ready to be like, I'm done, guys. Sorry, it's over. I'm, like, no, just stick around. Give it a minute. Let's work this out. I thought that's probably the most telling thing. So that's what we needed to know about Keith. That's what I refer to, and add in, any info that John's got to give. I'll take that.
I got you. So maybe a slightly short attention span, or maybe just too many things going on at one time.
Yeah, I think, Joey said laziness, but I think it was like, I think we just kind of gauged his level of maybe his interest or his commitment, and it got a little bit rocky there. So he was just ready to like bail. And, obviously we need him to be in here. I mean, every league needs a token, right?
There you go. We've had them in years past. Where would we be without Keith? I mean, really. Yeah, I think that was a great point, that he gives us everything we need to keep that chat going and have it fun. So now, obviously, we've been with Keith for several years now, and Bryce, you've only seen this situation here, this interaction for a few weeks. But even still, what's your take on it just in the month or so that you've been watching?
Well, I wanted to ask, how long has Keith been in the league?
7 years, I believe. I will have to fact check that. Catch me off guard, but I think it's probably 7 or 8 at this point.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I have a theory, but it's only based off of draft day, and I think that he's basically like, he's still yelling at his kids to drink tap water. And I think what he's doing is he's drinking that natural electrolyte, smooth tasting Fiji water that is somehow, stimulating his focus and clarity, and allowing him to just use years of prior experience that we might not know about, to create this facade that he might not know what he's doing, or he just wants to give up. But I think he knows maybe what everybody wants in the league, and they want him to be there. So I kind of think he knows what he's doing. And I think his new name should be Fiji Cool Breezy.
I like that.
But I look forward to seeing the rest of this year and to see his comments and things like that, because I thought it was hilarious on game day. Like, seriously, spending 20 minutes just to log into one app or email or something, that was hilarious. I really had a good time on draft day. You haven't noticed. This was a nice time. You guys have me laughing.
I noticed that you were sitting back with your food and your drink, just kind of observing, watching the entertainment.
Actually, I have the same thing. I call it the COVID teeny, and it's
Okay.
just, a mixture of any kind of alcohol you have in the house.
Oh, nice. I got you. Very nice. So Fiji Cool Breezy. I think we'll maybe make that an official suggestion there. So all right. Well, that sounds good. So okay, topic of your choice. Anything that you want to sound off on, Aaron? What do you got?
Man, I got a few things.
Uh-oh.
I wanted to talk about Joe and this recent infatuation that he has with John. Their relationship was a bit rocky the first several years.
Right.
There was a lot of chatter and maybe some hurt feelings and things like that. All of a sudden, things have changed, and I feel like Joe is starting to mirror John in certain ways. Everything seems to be, oh, that's so funny. You thought of that. I was thinking of that earlier today. It's a little weird. And so I can see why Joe is maybe trying to create something out of nothing here. But I personally feel like, John still looks like Joe as Josephine. So I think that's the way it's always going to be from John's perspective. Joe, I just kind of, I wish he would just maybe let it go. And,
I got you.
Just can't,
that might be too much to ask.
Yeah.
That's a good observation though. I've noticed a shift myself. So
yeah.
Other points,
like, what did we just become best friends kind of thing? I mean, it's just strange. It's very strange. After 8 years or so.
Unnerving.
Yeah.
Unsettling.
Yeah.
Even more than the COVID situation.
Oh, it's really shook me to my core.
Oof. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can understand.
Yeah.
All right. What else you got? You said you had a couple points.
Let's see. What else? Oh, who really wants to change the format of the league? I'm not one of these guys. I don't understand this. I like the 15 minutes to half hour that I spend on this every week. And maybe, and I haven't tried it, so maybe I'm knocking something that I would enjoy, but I don't understand, the
auction
just
draft.
the different format. Yeah, the auction drafts, the yada yada yada. I like it the way it is. I'm really trying hard not to be a fantasy nerd, and I just feel like that gets me into that territory. If I start dabbling into it becomes a slippery slope, and I just don't have any interest in that. But that's just me. I really like the 10 team standard format pretty much. PPR wasn't all that wild. That was fine. Little scoring changes and things. Yeah. But what do you guys think?
Well, let's ask Bryce. What do you think? Obviously this is the first year with us, but not your first year playing fantasy football. So any experience with some of these crazy things?
I totally agree with Aaron. It's fun, but it gets to a point where it can get to the point where it's so involved it's not fun.
Yeah, no, I understand that. I can answer it by relating this to pizza. I love pizza. I could probably eat pizza every single day. I've gone weeks eating it every day, at least for one meal. I can tell you that I don't grow tired of cheese pizza, good cheese pizza. I like all kinds of other pizzas, but deep down, I am a cheese pizza kind of guy. And so when it comes to something like the format of my fantasy football league, I lean towards the cheese pizza. I like it basic. I like it consistent. It's comfortable. It's pure, right? I love my cheese pizza.
It's the gold medal slice, right?
That's it.
Yeah.
Bryce, any topics that you wanted to bring or sound off on?
I just had one, and it's more for to think about and maybe observe. But there was a game I was watching this past weekend, and the announcer said regarding COVID, because there was some player that he slowed down instead of going, full bore to block a punt, a kick or something. But he said something that kind of got me thinking. He said, "Players are playing like it's a chore. Celebrate your youth." So basically, what he's saying is that players aren't playing as hard because of COVID, and that they're not giving 100%. Today, they announced that they're going to test the players on game day. So now they have that in addition to no fans or little fans and that makes a game, having that. So is that mentally affecting the players? Are they playing? Is that impacting them? Are they playing the best that they can? So it's something to kind of keep an eye on.
Interesting, something to keep in mind and watch out for. Thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate all of the invaluable insights that you brought to us. I'm sure there will be plenty of comments on your comments once everybody gets to watch this. So